darkness as your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Barakathe Yahweh, Barakathe Yahweh Shai, Barakathe Yahweh, Barakathe Yahweh Shai, Barakathe Yahweh, Barakathe Yahweh Shai, Call Lam Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing its truth and sincerity, and diligently putting the videos throughout the week to feed the sheep. This is McQuad from Trump in the VA camp, and I'm about to get right into it. Because, I haven't yet done a video on really the coronavirus, so figured I'd do one now. Getting the prophecy, things are really getting out of control with this thing. And me personally, everything is falling outside of America. Stocks are falling and things like that, but I don't really see things getting out of control in America too bad until probably after the election, because I can't imagine people just going out and voting while the coronavirus is spreading. That's going to be the least of people's worries. So I don't really see that happening unless it does spread, it does break out, and then nobody goes out and vote. Trump contains it somehow, and he gets back in office off of that. But I don't really see that happening. I see Trump get back in office and then things getting out of control. But I'm gonna get right into it.
Let's provide a little bit of historical context for all of this. A sell-off like this does not happen very often. Look back at similar four-day routes in the Dow show they are usually tied to an event, usually a very specific event. In 1998, it was the collapse of the massive hedge fund long-term capital and the Russian financial crisis. The Dow then lost 1,063 points, or 12%. Then in 2001, the September 11th attacks resulted in a 1,200-point drop. Also a 12% drop then. Then, the big one, 2008, the financial crisis led to a four-day decline in the Dow of more than 1,500 points, and today it is the coronavirus and a four-day loss now of more than 3,200
that really was
percent.
That was a big one for some people, but the big one was 1987. It wasn't really precipitated by any specific event other than portfolio insurance combined with this vortex of future selling, and 22% in a day. 22% in a day.
But I want to make a point about all of these. In virtually every instance, there was a firewall. And what I mean by a firewall was there was some kind of action that was taken to end the rout. The Fed announced different plans. Treasury, in the case of 2008, announced different plans. Back during long-term capital, plans were made. There were things that there was a piece of news which seemed to provide some semblance of confidence back into the market. And so the question in this instance is, what could that piece of news be? Or do we continue to go south until that piece of news emerges? We're on a Friday. The real question is, are people going to walk into this weekend wanting to hold on to stock?
Because there could be 1,000
Because who
cases.
knows what's going to happen over the weekend?
And
I don't want to alarm
cycle is
people.
going to be worse this week.
But I've already gone past.
So here you have the coronavirus, and I'm just showing you different things that is brought. One being money coming down, the stock going down, which they're saying eventually is going to lead to another crash, and which they was already talking about the money basically being done away with because the economy was getting bad. So when you add a crash on top of that, it's like gasoline on a burning building. And then on top of that, you see how people are in China, people are scared to come out. Italy, people are scared to come out. Shelves shelves are getting hit, and they're obviously not going to be restocking shelves because people are not really trying to send in food and things like that to these places. And then you got I was watching a brother his sit down earlier from GMS Holland, and it was talking about how nobody's really trying to import from China either because obviously the coronavirus over there, and they don't want to risk spreading it, getting things contaminated and so on and so forth. So you got famine, you got pestilence, all in one shot. Okay, all in one shot. But that just goes to show you the ripple effect when Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to send these curses. It's going to be like back to back. One is going to set off the other one, and so on and so forth. This is This is Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 5. It says, "Thus says Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, this is Jerusalem I have set in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her." And we know Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set us in the midst of the nations as a punishment, and as a punishment for what we have done, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, so on and so forth. So he sent our enemies against us, which you can read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. It goes into it. It says, verse 6, "And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them." And you see the men in the Lord were trying to get our people to come back, but they're just refusing. Okay, they go into that Proverbs, the first chapter, where they refuse the counsel, they refuse to hearken. Okay, and what's that going to lead to? Destruction. And it's funny because it says right here, it says Israel has done worse than the nations. And when we out there preaching, you see our people come up against us more than the heathen do. Okay, and in fact, they would even go as far as to defend the heathen if a heathen does come up there and stop to say something. That's how wicked Israel has become. It says, "Therefore, thus says Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because ye multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither had done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, behold, I, even I am against thee, and I will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all the abominations. And we know that this is the last go around. This is what's going on right now. And Yahweh Shem Yahshua said this is going to be right now it's going to be the worst time it ever was, and the worst time there's ever going to be, because this is going to be the last shebang. Okay, Yahweh Shai is going to come with all the glory, all the angels. There's never been a day like that before. Okay, this is going to be the end all be all. It says, therefore the Father shall eat the Son in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds. So there it is right there. You're gonna have that's another thing. Cannibalism is gonna make a comeback. Okay, you see those empty shelves? Eventually, when it gets super bad, people are gonna because we know martial law is gonna be set up eventually. So we know martial law is gonna be set up eventually. They're gonna facilitate who eats what, so on and so forth. But eventually, food is going to get like super scarce, and people are going to resort to cannibalism. And as you can see, the father's going to eat the sons, the ones that are younger, right? And the sons going to eat the fathers, obviously the ones that are older. You know, like old father, he can't take care of himself. They're going to see to it that they just eat the dads. Vice versa. It says, wherefore, as I live, says Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, surely because God has defiled my sanctuary with all the detestable things, and with all thine abominations, therefore will I diminish thee, neither shall my eyes spare, neither will I have any pity. So the angels, we know in Ezekiel 9th chapter, the angels are going to come, and they're not going to spare anything. Okay, you don't got that mark of exemption. You're not going to be spared from the pestilence. You're not going to be spared from the destruction, from none of it. Okay, you're going to get it without pity, because the angels, they carry out judgment to appease Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, it ain't no cutting deals with the angels. Okay, they come in to kill and destroy, and to save the elect. That's it. It says, a third part of thee shall die with the pestilence and with famine. And with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee, and the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. So as you can see, it's going to be the sword laying our people to death, which we go into. It's going to be World War III. It's going to be the race wars. It's going to be the martial law, and then you got the pestilence with all the diseases. Right now, you got one, coronavirus, which is yet to really hit America, which I'd be surprised if it didn't come here eventually. And then you got the famine, which is going to roll in, well, obviously with the pestilence, but you can clearly see in China and stuff, where empty shelves and so on and so forth. So we know that basically that the pestilence and the famine are going to really go hand in hand. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal, Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, but you're a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and those me putting the videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. Adawan Ratazah Thumb, to Mayim Akim Yakal, Shalom.